guys, NLXQ here, back with another review for you today. This time I'm going to be looking at my external battery of choice, the Omaker 10,000 mAh battery pack. So since around February I have used this Omaker battery pack. I got it to replace my old lipstick style charger, which broke unfortunately, so I was on the lookout for a new battery pack and I found it on Amazon. And it stuck out for two reasons to me: the capacity of it and also the price, but we'll have more on that later. Inside the box you'd find the pack itself, a nice included USB to micro USB cable used for charging both the battery pack and then any micro USB compatible device such as Android phones, Windows phones, anything else that uses micro USB. Very good solution, we'll talk about that a bit more later. And also a carrying case, which was nice, it looked nice, but I never really used it. I never needed to use it, and I subsequently lost it, so that's about it. Physically, the Omaker 10,000 mAh is, well, a bit of a base. It is 10,000 mAh after all. It stands at 16 centimeters high, by 6 centimeters wide, by 2.4 centimeters deep. This fits reasonably well into the pocket of the shorts I'm wearing, but may not fit everywhere comfortably for anybody else, such as a suit or a handbag, a small handbag. It might stick out, I'm not sure, but it may not be for everyone. On the back of the device we find very little. We just find power bank in here, some input and output voltages and currents. We also find a plethora of logos, FCC certification, all that kind of stuff, and then assembled in China written down below. On the left we have nothing. Let's move on. On the right we find that micro USB cable that micro USB port I was talking about earlier, used for charging the device. Very handy. It's something that to me makes a lot of sense, as I only have to carry around one cable. If this had, for example, a DC input, I'd have to carry around that DC input and then a micro USB cable to go out to my phone. It's something that means I can quickly charge it with the same cable, swap the cable around, plug it in. It's good, and you only have the one cable, as I said. Above that we find a button with a wee lightning bolt on it, which is quite cool, but it's used to check the battery level. One press, up come these lights. So this is about full. I did charge it last night for this video. It's also used on a double press to activate the flashlight. So speaking of flashlights, up top we find the 1 watt flashlight. I must admit, I've had this 6 months almost to the day now, and I've used it probably twice. But both times I've used it, it's been very handy. I had my phone in my pocket and this in my other pocket, and rather than draining the battery life kind of ironically on my phone, I just decided I'd use this. Maybe not as bright as the two-tone flash on the LG G3, but a lot less detrimental to battery life. Again, ironically, it would heat up the LG G3, sometimes the app would close, and this just kept going. Obviously it's not as sophisticated inside, but it just kept going, didn't heat up, didn't take much battery life away. It's very good. I live on a lane and we have no street lighting, and I've been walking up when it's dark. Double tap, on comes the flashlight, I see exactly where I'm going. Very good job. Next to those we find the dual 2.1 amp USB ports. These are used for charging any devices. It has a USB to whatever cable, so lightning, micro USB, is it 240 pin of the old iPods, or I know I had something similar for my Galaxy Tab 2. Anything like that, as long as it has a micro USB cable, can be plugged in here. Very, very handy. No included cables, as in built in, which is kind of annoying and means there's a little more bulk to carry around on top of this than some battery packs, but it gives you the flexibility of knowing that just because you get a new phone or tablet or any device, that you can't carry this with you, which would be a deal breaker for me if I decided tomorrow to go and get an iPhone and I had only micro USB built in. I'd have to go and get a new battery pack, which would be an inconvenience and add more cost onto the already expensive new phone. So that's something that's very impressive to me. On the front we find an Omaker logo, Very nice logo actually, but that's about it. And then up top we find that battery level indicator. So my one tiny gripe with this is that whenever, for example here, it's in the top quadrant, so it could be anywhere from 100 to 75%, which is okay. You're still going to get a charge, maybe 2 out of it, even at 75%. But more worryingly, if it's in the bottom quadrant, then you're going either 25% or 1, and that's a worry to me personally. 25% would get you very respectable charge from dead, and would maybe, if you're on a trip and it was your last resort, then that would be something that would get you a charge that you could get home, or you could get in contact with people if you came into difficulties. That's something to bear in mind, is that you don't really know. You may only get 1% of charge in the bottom quadrant, or you could get half full, for example. So bear that in mind. This design is obviously white and grey. There is a black and grey. The same grey, just where it's white is black. Maybe looks nicer, especially with these blue LEDs up front. Maybe looks a little nicer, but again, that's a matter of opinion. Actually, they only sell the white one as far as I know on Amazon. Don't quote me on that. Again, check the video description. But I thought, well, what's the point of going to the Omaker site and buying it straight from them whenever I'm already on Amazon? I think I had a free trial of Prime at the time, and that just meant it was there the next day. Prime is good. But the white would be a concern for some people. Fingerprints, smudges, dirt will show up a lot more on the white than it probably would in the black, but that's kind of a non-issue here. On the back there is some scratches. I don't know where I left it. I lost it for a while. I must have left it somewhere stupid. I got scratches and a bit of dirt on it. No big deal. I'm sure if I really went for it, it would come off, but it's not really any use to me. If it's clean or not, it doesn't make a difference. No fingerprints or smudges are left on it, which is very, very impressive for something white. It's probably just off-white, and that's how they managed to do it. The material used, quite grippy. The main reason I don't use the carrying case is anytime I do need to hold it, which is very rarely, it's only if I'm using the flashlight or I can't physically put it in my pocket with the phone, then that's the only time I'll hold it. But it's very grippy, very, very good. I do like it. I do like the material that they've used on it, and it's very handy, I suppose. It does normally live in my backpack though. It's my Amazon Basics backpack, to be precise. I put it in the front. Generally, I wouldn't leave my phone charging in there. For example, people could maybe see this lights up once you plug it into something. It lights up. Maybe they'll see the light and try and steal it out of your backpack. So either I put it in the main compartment deep down, or put it in my pocket, which for me, with a thin phone like the LG G3, probably not that thin, but it will fit in the same pocket, or maybe I'd have to walk with a cable hanging across me. Not really recommended, but you have got to do what you have to do. So that's about it. Performance, I suppose, charges the LG G3 about 3 times. It's 3000 mAh battery in the G3, so on paper anyway you get 3 and a bit. Maybe if you're listening to music or you have Wi-Fi on or you have data on, it will be a little less, and you'll probably just get those 3 charges eked out of it at the end, or maybe slightly less. I know it doesn't charge it to 100. Normally gets to about 85. I think I got it to 89 one time and it cut out and wouldn't charge anymore. So that's something to bear in mind. You won't get full charges from it. It's not really an issue though. Charging the actual device itself, 3 to 4 hours on the Power IQ port that I'm using. May depend on what you're using. Obviously if it's non-Power IQ, maybe it will take longer. I'm not entirely sure. I should probably do some comparisons. But that's about it. So would I recommend it? Maybe. I have gone and talked about all these amazing things about this battery pack and how much I love it, but not everybody will. And it isn't elegant, it isn't slim. For 10,000 milliamp hours, maybe it's slim, but it's not that slim. I had it in a coat once. I picked up the coat and it was being weighed down by the battery pack. Something that if you're planning to wear it in a suit or something like that may be a bit of an issue. Then small handbags, maybe it'll take up too much space in the small handbag for your liking. I don't know, it's something you have to buy and try. The good thing though is it's only £15. And for 10,000 milliamp hours on Amazon anyway, that's an insane deal. And I looked around that price point using the filters, and there's companies looking 15 upwards pound for something half the capacity or even less. Obviously slimmer, maybe a built-in cable, but really that limits your flexibility, and also you get less capacity. So if you have £15 and you want a battery pack, probably go for this. Maybe better served as a backup battery pack that lives in your backpack. I said back a lot there. It's dependable, and it will always be there for you. As long as you remember to charge it, it will always be there for you. So make up your own mind from this. If you don't mind the bulk, get it. If you do mind the bulk, probably get something slimmer or a built-in cable. You are gonna it's going to cost you higher for the same capacity, or you're going to get less capacity for the same price, which is more or less the same thing I've just said twice. So that's about it from me. This is my second video. I doubt any of you are subscribed, so subscribe below please. Like, comment, share, anything. If you liked it, do give me a thumbs up. It lets me know that you liked it. Also, comment why you liked it, or even better, comment why you didn't like it, or what I could improve, or any feedback at all. I'm only starting out. I know these aren't the best quality, I know they aren't the best scripted or best worked, but that will help me out a lot in improving and getting better videos for you guys. As I said, it's my second video. My first one was a review of the OnePlus Cardboard. I'll leave a link down below, or you could just click on my channel, or I'll try and get it up in the I button. So that's about it. Thank you for